Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So we are finally putting in the long arms in the Jeep. Right now we're at Chris's house. There's Chris. And what we are working on is putting what we're doing is putting in the flex joints inside the control arms right now. And I'm gonna teach you guys how to do that. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. We just did this one to test it, but we still got 2 more to go. So I'll show you how to do it on those other 2. And what I like about the design that IROs has is it has clamps on here to hold the controller instead of a jam nut. Jam nuts, they can get loose over time. I mean, obviously these can too with all the vibration, but I'm not a big fan of the jam nuts. So let's get started on the video on how to install these. Pretty simple and easy. To build a long arm, it's actually really easy. There's 2 different sizes. For the outer, there's 2 that are the same, and then the inner is a little bit different. It's a little bit smaller, but it's the same process. What you want to do is first take this and grease it up, and then put the races on it like that, and then afterwards you put the metal on top. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And also, one thing to pay attention is when you put the races together, the plastic pieces, there should be a hole on one side, and you want to line up the hole to where you put the grease fitting on. So just so you know. So I'm going to go ahead and grease this up and show you guys how it goes. So the way that I did it is I took some grease in my hand, and then I just rolled this on there. You just want to make sure everything's coated on it. Afterwards, you're still going to add more grease until you see it coming out of the fittings. So just make sure it's coated nice and good. So now that you have it all coated with grease, you want to put it in one of the races, which is the plastic pieces, and also get one of the metal outers and put it on top. Line it up with the holes. And I would suggest putting 2 screws in there just to hold it in place. Now, like I said, when you stick it through, you want to make sure one of the little holes on here line up with where the grease fitting is. Now that you have that in place, what you want to do is just move it side to side, and until you can't push it in anymore. You don't want to do that. Okay, now that we have that in, make sure that you can see the hole on the side here, and if you can, go ahead and put the other side in. It's a pretty tight squeeze, so just put some force in it and you should be able to do it. Now you can see I have the screws coming out on the other side. Put the nut on. So it gets to a point where the nut actually, the side of the nut gets onto the outer edge, so it kind of holds it in place, so you can tighten it up. And then you torque it afterwards. Alright, so the nuts on here, they're size 3/8. The Zerk fitting should also be a size 3/8. And then also, when you put the Zerk fitting on, make sure the long arm's gonna go pretty much like this. So you want this joint to be parallel with that one, and it has like an angle to it. So just be sure that's pretty much flush with that one. And then you want the Zerk to go down. That way you can actually service you can actually service the joint and add more grease to it. And then the Allen heads are 5/32. So we're gonna tighten it up to 70 inch-pounds on these bolts, doing a cross pattern. That way we get even pressure, and then going around again with 85 inch-pounds. So make sure it's inch-pounds and not foot-pounds. We made the mistake. Now for the upper control arm, it is a little bit different of a process. On these, you have the race as well, so that would go there. And then one thing you have to watch out for is the metal, like the washer pieces. Some are drilled in and some are threaded. So the way this one works is 4 of them will go in this way, and then 4 of them will go in this way. And then these you tighten up. These you have to tighten up to 50 inch-pounds instead of foot-pounds. Remember, inch-pounds, 50. And then once you tighten all of them to 50, you go again to 65 foot-pounds. But it's the same process. We're gonna add some grease to it and make sure it's all good. Okay, so Chris is gonna go ahead and tighten this. He's gonna tighten it by hand first, and then go over it with a torque wrench. All right, so there is the joint. We have all of them done, ready to go in. So just make sure you have a good set of the Allen wrench sockets. and you should be good to install the joints. They're pretty simple to do, easy. So if this video did help you out putting the flex joint together, let me know down below in the comment section, or if you have any questions on exactly what I did, just leave them down below, and be sure to like and share the video with your friends. Anyways, we're about to get started on the long arms, so be on the lookout for that video as well, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.